What's up, guys?
Good morning.
Good morning to you. How's it going this morning, Colin?
Pretty good. Got me some Taco Bell breakfast. I'm ready to go.
That is absolutely awesome.
They got coffee now.
No Krusty Krab burger for you?
No, I had a burrito.
Breakfast burrito or a regular burrito?
That was a breakfast burrito.
It was a breakfast burrito. All right, I'll feel. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, here we are with the first round of the day, SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom. 80% on the Xbox with Culinwino3000. So if you want to give us a quick rundown of what's going to happen today in your run, what kind of shenanigans we're going to see, and on your mark, I will start the timer.
Alrighty, so this game is pretty crazy. You just have to see it for yourself. Alrighty, so on the couch we have...
RDA, what's up, guys?
Alrighty, let's get going. I'm going to count down from 3, and then we're going to go. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so this is SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom. And this is a licensed SpongeBob game. But it's actually pretty good. It's a great speedrun. Just has a little bit of a slow start, but just gotta get right into it. Starts off pretty slow, but it'll pick up pretty quickly. Got a couple neat glitches gonna show off. Alright, so this is the first trick of the game. This is the hand disable. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna stand right here, and the hand's gonna grab us. We're gonna go over that taxi pad, and then we're gonna go there again. And if everything goes right. Alrighty, so we're now going into the next area, Jellyfish Fields. What we did was we just disabled the hand that grabs you if you go out of bounds. So that'll let us do a lot of interesting out of bounds tricks throughout the run.
We can't jellyfish today. I'm going fishing for robots.
Yeah, this game has had quite the development as a speed game within the past few years. It went from being a pretty dead, I would say, speed run, and then just the community has grown larger and larger, and now it's at around 400 runners, and just all kinds of different glitches and strats and routes. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, we have a really nice, dedicated little community. It's always finding new tricks and stuff. It's never a dull moment. Alrighty, so coming up, we got this trick called Hammer Skip. This is pretty difficult. It's a frame-perfect jump combined with an AI manipulation. So let's just see if we get it. Alright, let's just try that again. Alright, now I think I got the checkpoint, so we should be good. Alright, there we go. Yeah, so that saves quite a few seconds off the normal route. Normally you'd have to go up and around and under. Just go straight up there. Save some time.
You're going to see a lot of frame-perfect jumps in this run.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, here's a quick reminder that we do have donations and incentives for this event, and one of them coming right up is the Pokemon Snap theme song being sang by the runner herself, Phantasma, but we also have a second incentive that's yet to be met, where she would sing the song in French, you know, just for added flavor. We're about $110 short, and we have under 3 hours to make it happen, so just a reminder, we're raising funds for the National Multiple Sclerosis Society, the Georgia chapter, and every single donation counts towards a great cause. And also, you can get some pretty funny shenanigans on stream in the process. So make sure to select the incentive that you want to donate towards. And thanks to everyone who's donated, and thanks to everyone who's going to donate.
Alrighty, so now we're in Bikini Bottom. Just finished up the first part of Jellyfish Fields. We'll be back there a little bit later. But just gonna climb Squidward's house. Gonna grab this golden underwear. And those golden underwear, they're like power-ups. So underwear in this game serves as the health, and you collect the golden underwear and you get extra health slot.
And if you don't have 4 pairs of underwear, are you even wearing underwear?
So what we just did there is we jumped right on top of that taxi pad. It's going to skip the little cutscene, saves a few seconds.
Down.
All right, so this next part we're gonna do is we're gonna grind a couple of shiny objects. Now, shiny objects in this game are the form of currency. And the 80% route, we turn in 3,000 to Mr. Krabs to get a golden spatula. And golden spatulas in this game, they basically function like stars in Mario. And in this, we need 75 golden spatulas to get to the final boss. So what I'm doing is I'm just going around in a circle, pushing these buttons, trying to dodge the sinks. All right, so we're just gonna warp back here and go around and get a couple more shiny objects.
There was a glitch recently found that has completely broken the 80% category to the extent where they had to separate it just because of that strat into 2 different 80% categories. It's basically just a strat in Goo Lagoon, I believe, and you just can infinitely farm shiny objects. And since you can do that, you're able to buy a lot more golden spatulas. So instead of having to like route in the golden spatulas that they do in this run, you have to get a lot less because you can just buy a bunch. So they separated the categories. So this is without that glitch.
Yeah, this is, I forgot to mention, but this is 80% no SBA. SBA is the name of the game-breaking trick, ski ball abuse. All right, and a little bit off cycle, but that's fine. Just gonna do this little backup. All right, now we gotta dodge these. They're pretty tricky. Can bounce back and hit you sometimes. Don't wanna do that. You'd have to go all the way back to the beginning of the level if that happened.
It shines. Roll, roll, roll the sponge.
And ooh, we are low on shiny objects. All right. That's wonderful. Yeah, stuff like that can happen sometimes.
You've just met the Sponginator.
It's not that big of a time loss. Don't worry, guys. We're still on track. No worries. Yeah, it's a little bit of an adjustment playing on a CRT. When I'm used to playing on a not CRT.
For those of you who don't know, because we have talked about it quite a bit this event so far, but CRTs have no input delay, and most TVs will have at least a few frames of it. So going from something that you're used to playing on like every day with like just a few frames of input delay, going from that to having no input delay can really mess with your gameplay, especially when there's like so many frame perfect glitches and strats in this run. So that's what we talk about whenever we say something like we're playing on a CRT.
All right, so this is the C needle. This is it's kind of tricky. You gotta have really precise positioning, and you're constantly on a cycle. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna break all these tikis, but we gotta make sure not to die, because if we die, we gotta go back to the start and break all the tikis again, and that's not very fast. And we go fast here.
Speed runs.
Hey, Colin, quick question for you. Does that Nora girl sound familiar?
A little.
A little? Because she's saying, "Hi, I'm his sister. Tell him the entire family's watching."
Great.
No pressure.
I'm out of the loop.
Hi, Mom.
Oh, okay.
All right, so that was a pretty good sea needle.
Somehow I don't think he needs a hand. Number 1.
I love the phrases that the characters say when they do stuff.
Yeah, I've got them all memorized.
There's always the classic yeehaw.
Or there's another one. You might hear that one pretty soon.
Here's another one.
There we go.
All right, so this is Sandy. Sandy, she has a triple jump, and she can float around and stuff. And we're just going to be using her for this part. However, later on in the game, we get a trick that makes movement a lot quicker as SpongeBob. But for now, we're just going to be playing as Sandy. Get through the rooftops. Now, in other categories, we go through the rooftops as SpongeBob because it saves a bunch of time. But in this category, any percent, we're just going to be going through as Sandy. All right. Now, real quick, we're just going to switch to SpongeBob because there's a golden spatula right on top of here that we got to grab. And hopefully, if my movement's good enough, we can get the fast cycle for rooftops. Saves a few seconds. Yeah, a lot of stuff in this game just runs on cycles.
Is there certain cycles that are kind of like when you hit a certain trigger, or are they always going when you enter this level?
It really depends. Like, I'm pretty sure the one over here, like that moving platform, I'm pretty sure that isn't loaded when you spawn in, but it might be different on Xbox. Looks like we got the fast cycle though, which is nice.
And also, he's running on the original Xbox. It's the fastest console to run the game on.
Yeah, so this was released on the GameCube, PlayStation 2, and the original Xbox. And most higher up, faster runners, we run on the original Xbox. Better loading times. Oh, I barely got that ledge grab. All right, so normally you have to fly all over the downtown rooftops, but we're just gonna go straight this way and just avoid a whole bunch of dumb platforming.
Here's another one.
All right, so this next part, pretty easy. Just gotta dodge the Chuck robot. Now, this robot has a very annoying homing attack. We're just gonna dodge that thing.
Do certain characters have longer animations for the getting spatulas? Or no?
I think they're all the same, but in this case, we just switch to SpongeBob, then get the spatula, then hit the button because it's faster instead of having to go around. All right, so this is the lighthouse. Oop. It's like a little arena. Just gotta go through 4x4 fighting all the robots. However, what you can do is you can just hit the thing before it spawns any robots, and you're good. And oh, okay, that was kind of close. All right, now what we're gonna go do here is we're just gonna, and we just grab that wheel through the lasers. Normally you have to defeat all the robots to do that, but you know, that's pretty slow. You gotta go fast. All right, now all we gotta do is we just gotta turn these wheels in to Mrs. Puff. Little collectathon level, but this game is far from a collectathon. All right, and that was downtown. All right, so real quick, just gonna stop by Squidward's house, gonna see what he has to say. All right, so what we're just gonna do is we're gonna jump a couple times, and he just gives us a golden spatula for jumping around, acting like an idiot.
Yep. He just really wants us to leave.
Yeah. other categories, you got to go around his house and just smash everything, get a sock that way. All right, this is a little cutscene skip. It's gonna go straight into Goo Lagoon now. Now, if you've never seen a run of this game, you're gonna like this next trick. So it's got a pretty precise setup. And ooh, lights turned on. Oh, okay.
No, they're off.
Yeah, but this is a pretty major trick. It's gonna skip a lot of this level. It's gonna let us do the entire Goo Lagoon level backwards. Saves a bunch of time. Let's see if we can get this one. Oh, no. It's a little trick called Fat Guy Skip. Missed it. Only saves a few seconds, and it's a 1-frame damage boost. Hope I can get this. All right, so I'm just not gonna go for it. I can just get a different sock later on. So there's a sock on top of that thing, but I'm not gonna go for it. And this is that trick. I'm not gonna explain it, I'm just gonna show you. All right, so I said I wasn't gonna explain it, I lied. All right, so that's the sponge glide. What it does, it just lets you cross the Goo Lagoon without having to go through the caves. I don't know how it works. You slam at a certain angle, and you just go through.
He made that look way easier than it actually is. It's a very difficult trick.
Yeah, normally that's a pretty big reset point for a lot of runners. I'm surprised I got that first try. All right, so now we're going through the Goo Lagoon Pier. Just destroyed all those robots on those bumper boats. We're gonna take the slide. All right, now that little thing right there, that little building, that's the skee ball machine. So that's where the game-breaking trick is. And ooh, I got the double. That's nice.
It's even more broken because you don't even have to stay in that building to get the shiny objects. You just have to set up the glitch, and then the glitch will just continuously go, and you can just get everything else you need to get into the level. And you even have time to mess up stuff, and like, cause you need a certain amount of shiny objects still, so you literally just wait. You can mess up and it'll still be fine.
All right, so what we're doing now is we're climbing this tower. Normally we gotta pay a bunch of shiny objects to get up there, but you know, we're trying to save up money, so yeah, we just skip that. All right, so now we're going to the beginning of the pier. We're just gonna backtrack a little bit. And let's see, so Mr. Krabs, I forgot what the story is, but he wants to use the pier. He wants to sell people tickets to the pier, but you know, the robots took over. So we're just gonna blow up the ticket booth and do a cutscene skip. And yeah, we got the spatula because we killed the robots on the bumper boats. And yeah, we can just go through the level backwards now. That was a pretty good pier.
Yeah, that went really well.
All right, so the intended way to do this, you're supposed to go through the caves. There's a bunch of buttons you gotta press. But because we're coming in from backwards, we can just take this little teleport box right here and just completely skip everything. Saves a bunch of time.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy!
I did not know you could do that. That's awesome.
Again!
Yeah, we're just grabbing some socks, and that's it for Goo Lagoon. All right, coming up next, we got the most interesting part of the game. Just gonna turn in some socks to Patrick. And we are going to do honestly, this is the hardest boss fight I've seen in any game of my entire life. Like, Dark Souls could learn a couple of tricks from this boss fight.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm kidding. This boss is a joke. So, yeah, this is Robo Sandy. Once we finish this boss, we get a new power called the Bubble Bowl. It'll be nice. But, yeah, this boss is a joke. It's really simple AI manipulation against the most predictable robot in the game.
Yeah, this would be a good time for donations if there are any.
The robot better change tactics and fast.
All right, so now we're on to the second phase of the fight. This is a little bit more in depth. What we gotta do is we just gotta position her right about there, and she just jumps into the ropes on the left side. We just gotta stand right here, and we just gotta do this 2 more times. Yeah, people have put quite a lot of work into finding out the best strategies for defeating the boss as quickly as you can.
So Colin, this game has pretty good music, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, do you know the composer for some of the songs in this game?
I don't know. I think it was like Michael Cellino. I think that's what his name was.
Yeah.
Yeah, he made a couple of good songs. He also made the soundtrack for this game. I think.
Nice flying.
Was he even born when this game came out?
I think he's like 15. But yeah,
Michael Cellino, never give up.
never give up, never give up.
That was pretty annoying. No, but in all honesty, soundtrack for this game is pretty good.
This game has a very good nostalgic factor to it. It has a lot of good references, like that picture in the background and the boxes that can teleport you. They're like the imaginary boxes, all that fun stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. This game is really, really, really faithful to the source material.
Spelling! The old clothesline move.
All right, so this is phase 3 of the fight. We're just gonna do a little bit differently.
With openings. Oh, what an uppercut!
Yeah, honestly, this boss fight's it's a joke.
There's these 2 boss fights that we're going to be doing. There's this one, and then there's another Robo fight, and they're both pretty much auto scrollers for the
Yeah.
most part.
Move by
Like,
SpongeBob. This
kind of just
match
really
is
simple,
just about
easy
over.
stuff.
The second one is a little bit harder. It's got some pseudo RNG in there. A little bit interesting. Did not get the manip. Okay. That's fine. All right. That was Robo Sandy. All right, so now we're in the next part of Bikini Bottom. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go into Sandy's Tree Dome. Now, big surprise, there's robots everywhere in here.
What?
Yeah.
Robots?
Yeah, so that's the plot of the game. Plankton was trying to take over Bikini Bottom, so he mass-produced a big army of robots, but forgot to flip the switch for obey. So we had it flipped on don't obey. And yeah, now the robots are trying to take over Bikini Bottom.
Fantastic.
Oh. All right, so this trick is pretty interesting. What we're gonna do is we're going to do with something called SpongeBob storage. So SpongeBob has a move, those little sphere things on the ground. We're gonna jump onto one of those, and we're going to delay the animation of turning into the sponge ball so we can get up here with the power up. All right, we're gonna just bounce right off of this thing, and we just skip into the third area of the game without having to fight the second boss.
Again, this all these strats that he's doing are not easy. Like, there's a lot of really hard strats that he's doing here.
Yeah, especially in the next segment.
Yeah, so that's harder than it looks. Trust me.
All right, so this is the chum bucket. We'll be back here later. Just gonna grab one spatula inside. That's actually where the final boss fight is. All All right, so now we're gonna defeat the robots in the Krusty Krab. This one's pretty easy. Oh. Yeah, but I'd say this game is a lot easier to appreciate if you played as a kid.
Yeah, for sure. And there's a SpongeBob SquarePants movie game that looks kind of similar, but it's not nearly as good.
Yeah, it controls a lot differently. It doesn't have a lot of the movement tech that makes this game interesting.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're going into SpongeBob's Dream. Now this is normally supposed to be one of the levels you go to right before the final boss, but we're just gonna go to it right now. All right, so that was Forbidden Skip. That's really precise.
I don't need to say it anymore. That's yeah.
Yeah, this one segment, SpongeBob's Dream, it's got some of the most difficult setup-based tricks in the entire game, or at least in my route. Nice.
Yeah.
So what that did was that skipped having to pay a clam. We're just trying to conserve as many shiny objects as we can, so we don't have to grind. All right, now coming up, this is the real run killer. This next trick's called Oil Skip. It's pretty rough. It's a AI manipulation combined with a damage boost and a really, really, really difficult to time bash. And we got it. We got it. Now, I didn't actually get the normal setup. I got the frame perfect backup strat. So that was, ooh, that was really good.
Yeah, it's just frame perfect. It's fine.
Yeah, and this game runs in the 60 frames per second. So that was not an easy recovery.
Yeah. That's also a pretty hard special you got.
Yeah, he just gives it to you. All right, so now we're going into Sandy's Dream. So normally this is the largest and longest level in the game. However, what we can do, we're just gonna jump over here as Sandy. Now normally the hand would grab you if you went this way, but we have that disabled. So what that's gonna let us do is we're gonna jump right here, and there's a trigger for the checkpoint. It looks like I got it. There's no real way to tell unless you die. So we're just gonna kill ourselves here, the manure. And let's see if we got it.
Dang nabbit.
And we got it.
Yeah.
All right, so that was a really good dream.
Yeah, that went really, really well.
All right, so next we got Mermalair. This part's pretty interesting. What was that noise? Uh-oh. Yeah, the NPCs in this game make funny noises whenever you hit them. Just a little damage boost there. Launch ourselves forward.
I feel like Mermalair is a pretty. I mean, all this game has been super developed, but this is a very this area has changed so much and has so many cool strats with it.
Yeah, absolutely. It went from one of the weirder and slower segments to a section of the game that's just absolutely packed with really interesting tricks.
Yeah.
A couple of which I'll show off later in the run. Right, so we gotta get this sock right here. And we got it. That one's a little tricky. All right, so now we're gonna switch to Patrick. Just for marathon safety, just gonna talk to Mermaid Man right here. Get the checkpoint just in case I die. There's one part, where you throw the melons and hit the buttons. There's one part where they shoot metal balls at you, And if you get hit by one of those, you could fall off into the void. And because you got the hand disabled, you gotta warp back to the start of the level, and that loses a lot of time.
Yep.
So we're trying to prevent that. Yeah, but this part's RNG. Looks like we had good RNG, but I just want to make extra sure to be careful.
Yep.
All right, so this is one of the few clams in the game that we're gonna pay. Now the clams, they serve as like toll booths, basically. Just pay shinies, get a teeter-totter activated or a door opened. All right, so now we gotta just rotate all these machines around. Now you might be thinking this is pretty tough, but no, you just gotta hit each button one time.
I pushed the big shiny button.
There we go. All right, coming up next, we got a sort of tricky trick. Gonna line ourselves up right here, and if everything goes well,
Nice.
and we got it. Yeah, that was Murmulair's slide skip. Yeah, this has been going pretty well so far. Other than the little mistake in downtown at the beginning of the run, this run's pretty nice, actually.
Yeah. That dream was really good.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that was a better dream than I had in my PB. So this is security tunnel. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna climb up. Normally you have to navigate through a bunch of tunnels with. Oh, that's fine. Ooh. All right, that was kind of close. Yeah, security tunnel's a little tricky sometimes. Ooh. Yeah, we gotta hit the buttons. So there's 4 buttons throughout Murmulair we gotta press. We get a golden spatula for doing so. That was an okay security tunnel. All right, so this is the rolling ballroom. So there's a golden spatula inside that cage here. Normally you gotta do this little dumb Rube Goldberg machine. However, later on, we're just gonna completely skip that.
I'm pretty sure that's a pretty new strat also. And it's been just changed also. Like just I used to use a ball to do it, and now you can just kind of not use a ball.
It used to be a slow spatula, but now it's used in the world record route. Pretty nice. All right, so what we're doing now is we're just gonna catch a little cycle. And we're just gonna get on top of Shady Shoals. And there's a spatula here. Now there's a lot of these things.
There really is.
Like who's leaving them everywhere?
I don't know.
The robots?
You got a point. I have no idea.
Like who can climb up there?
Sand.
I don't want to know. All right, so this is Sand Mountain. It's a pretty chill part of the run. I mean, because it's a mountain. It's cold.
Sand is cold.
Underwater, at least.
I've gone.
But yeah, so there's a time challenge we're gonna do here. It's pretty easy. They give us like 30 seconds more than we really need. What we're gonna do here is we're just gonna take some time to break as many of these tikis as we can, get some shiny objects. It'll help out for later on.
Some pretty bop music.
Yeah, slide music's pretty good. I like the music that plays in the Dutchman's Graveyard later on the run. It's like right before the final boss.
Yep.
There's nothing like the smell of bubbles in the morning. Smells like
All right, we're gonna do this neat little strat where if you jump off a slide and just don't touch your control stick at all, you just slide really fast like that. Oh! You gotta be careful not to die here, or else we go back about halfway up the slide and it loses a lot of time. Yeah, that was a pretty good guppy mount. I need to remember to get another sock because I didn't get that one earlier.
Yeah. There's quite a few socks in this game, so it's pretty easy to find a replacement if you can't get one of the like frame perfect ones.
Yeah, so there's 80 socks in the game, and in the any percent we collect 30 of them. So we've got more than enough options. All right, so this will be the last time. Oh, ledge grab, okay. This will be the last time, I believe. No, second to last time you guys are gonna see Sandy in this run. Pretty soon, we're gonna get that trick. It's gonna make movement a lot easier. A lot quicker, too.
Yeah. Emphasis on the quick. It's a very interesting strat. And frame perfect, so.
Double frame perfect.
Yeah.
All right, and that was Sand Mountain. All right, now we got the interesting boss fight.
Quote unquote.
All right, we're just gonna do this strat for shinies. Shout out to my boy Jackalaka. All right, so this is the industrial park. We got Robo Patrick.
SpongeBob's in for a rough ride.
Now this boss, this is kind of annoying. There's a lot of really dumb AI manips, and it's pseudo RNG, so
Great Barrier Reef.
there are a couple setups. I'm not too good at the consistent ones, though. Oh!
I guess SpongeBob will be winning that
did you hit
way.
No, so what I did there is I got a little bit too close, so I took damage.
Oh, jeez.
So yeah, it's just gonna have to wait another cycle. But that's fine.
This is another good time for donations if there are any.
Look at that! The robot's made himself dizzy. That's the ticket.
So, what's your favorite episode of SpongeBob, Colin?
My favorite episode of SpongeBob? Oh, this is a tough one. I didn't think of this one.
There is a right answer, so
What's the right answer?
I have to see if you know
The
it.
robot is down. The robot better change tactics and fast.
I like, Band Geeks? I like that one.
That's pretty good.
Go see
That's the
Belle
one
with
everyone
the
says.
go.
I don't know. I mean, the Splinter's pretty good.
I like the episode. For the life of me, I can't remember the name of the episode, but it's the episode where they get
What is Sandy going to do
the anchor
to get
falls through their
SpongeBob
house.
unfrozen?
The Sky had a baby from their cereal box. I think it's Shipwreck. I think that's what it is.
Oh, I like the... I think it's called Shanghai.
Oh, yeah, that's what it is. Yeah,
I really like that one.
That's it. That's the best one.
All right, so now what we're doing is playing as Sandy now. So SpongeBob got frozen. He's right over here.
That hot goo could melt anything.
What we're doing is we're gonna damage him, get him to raise the goo, and hopefully that'll melt SpongeBob, so we can play as SpongeBob during the third phase of the fight.
But not unmelt Squidward.
Well, I mean, he gets melted, but he just goes away.
Oh. Imagine Squidward being a playable character.
And the robot is down.
I mean, he already kind of helps us in any percent. do a couple tricks off with
One
him.
more douse
Sure.
with that stuff, and SpongeBob will be back in the ring. Oh, that's gotta sting.
You can do some pretty cool, like, just strats on these little lasso techs and things you see. Because again, it's basically the same stuff going on over and over again. So
Yeah, the second phase of this boss fight's essentially an auto-scroller. Alright, so now we got the tricky part.
SpongeBob is back in the
This
fight.
is the part that has the tricky pseudo RNG.
I feel like a new sponge.
Alright, so it looks like he's gonna land in the front. Okay. Yeah, so a big part of being able to do this boss fight well is being able to read where he's gonna land so you can hit him. You can lose quite a bit of time if he lands on the opposite side of the arena from where you're at.
yeah.
I see a prime bowling moment right here. Do-si-do, and around you go.
I got a feeling he's gonna be in the back. Yep. Oh, he's on the side. Nice.
Perfect.
Yeah, so that was Robo Patrick. That was a pretty good boss fight. All right, now the game is interesting. So what I'm gonna do is just gonna go back to SpongeBob's Dream. Now this is pretty difficult to explain. So this is called the Cruise Boost. It's a double frame perfect input into a wall. And what it lets you do is lets you go really fast.
It basically like doubles SpongeBob's momentum and running speed, which I guess they go hand in hand. But it makes it so that he can make a lot of really tough jumps that he normally wouldn't be able to at all. Makes his running speed faster. It's a very, very useful strat, and we're going to be using that from now on for most movement in general.
Yeah, so this is where the game really shines as a good speed game. So that was Squidward's Dream. Unfortunately, we were a little bit off cycle, so I missed that socks. Now I have to get 2 backup socks. Thank God I know where they all are. All right, so now we're going into Rock Bottom. Now, normally, you're only supposed to do this level with the Bubble Bowl.
Welcome.
But we're going to do it with the Bubble Bowl and the Cruise Missile, which we just unlocked after the Robo Patrick boss fight. Just going to press both of those ability buttons against the wall, and now we're going fast. So this completely breaks several areas of the game. Lets you go to completely unintended areas.
And if you ever see him do the bowling move, it's basically just him canceling out the cruise boost, so that he doesn't just fly off to the side. Because if you don't cancel, you'll just keep sliding even if you're not moving.
Yeah. Gonna talk to Bubble Buddy here, get a warp. And what you saw earlier was I shot my cruise missile at a button at the top of the slide. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go to the bottom of the slide, and we're just gonna grab the spatula, which is, you know, really conveniently already here. All right, that was pretty good. Now we're gonna go to the museum.
Again, every time he does these cruise boosts, it's double frame perfect inputs. It's very, very difficult.
Number 1 of the Bikini Bottom scavenger hunt, 3 years running. Thank you.
Yeah, and it takes hours and hours to learn the cruise boosting trick, be able to do it first or second try and runs. can pretty quickly stack up, and you can end up losing a lot of time on a segment. However, now this game is a lot easier to learn than it was a year or two ago, thanks to the new tutorials. Oh, no!
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we got chucked. Yeah, so that robot's just wonderful. But it's okay. That doesn't lose a whole lot of time. There we go. All right, so now we're going up to the next part of the run. This is a really difficult trick I just added in about a month ago to my route. This is called Sponge Museum. So what we're gonna do is gonna cruise boost off the wall here, bash. Ah,
It's a very difficult and very movement-heavy room right here.
yeah, it's really precise and it's on a cycle. We got it second try. We're just gonna wait here, jump against this, and we got it. We got through. We're gonna do this trick called reverse cruise boosting. Same thing as normal cruise boosting, but you do it from a different angle. Save a couple seconds in a few cases.
You've just met the Spongeinator.
So even though you see him doing cruise boosting on walls and like boxes or stuff, you can also do cruise boosting on NPCs. So like Mr. Krabs, Larry, whatever, whoever's standing there, you can do a cruise boost on them as long as they're, I guess, just a wall-like character.
Yeah, and we're actually gonna do that a few times later this run. All right, but that was an okay museum. So now we're going into the Trench of Advanced Darkness.
This isn't your average everyday darkness.
This is Advanced Darkness. But once again, we're just going through this level backwards. All right, now this trick, this is called Sleepy Skip. It's kind of like the oil skip trick I showed off earlier, except it's a different robot. And we got it.
Nice.
First try. Yeah, that trick's a lot harder than it looks. I could say that about a lot of things in this game.
Yeah, it's a nice running trend that.
And, yo, that's fast. Ooh! Well, that's fine.
We'll just do it again.
Better yet, we can do it faster this time.
Yeah.
All right, so we're just gonna go around this robot. This part's kind of tricky. This is on a cycle, and if you fall, you can lose quite a bit of time. So I'm just gonna wait there for a moment. And there you go.
Nice. And also, with the movement being doubled, basically, and having him always be sliding, it also makes doing movement in general a lot more difficult. And movement in this game is a little wonky. So having that much momentum and that much speed, even doing like the small little jump on the trampoline right there, like it's pretty difficult to try and like get that angle and precise placement onto that trampoline. So.
All right, so this is the new ballroom clip. We're gonna be doing what's called an elbow. We're gonna angle ourselves and then cruise boost at the right time. And we got it, wow.
Nice.
Yeah, that trick is tremendously difficult. I'm surprised I got that. All right, so this is the prawn fight. So normally we gotta fight this dumb little mini boss, but we're not gonna do that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna clip out of bounds. If I can get the angle. Oh, again, this corner. Ah! There we go.
There we go.
And we're gonna jump right here, and we're gonna hit the trigger, and that's gonna end the boss fight. It just works. All right, so now we're gonna go back to Goo Lagoon and completely warp to the wrong spatula. All right, so So this, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna shoot this missile. Normally you gotta throw a melon at this button at Patrick, but yeah, we're just gonna shoot the missile at it. And notice the button isn't actually there. So what we did is we hit the trigger for the button. And it actually hasn't spawned in yet. And this is a little backup strat. All right, we got it. So I just need to replace one more sock, but I know where I'm gonna do that later on. So we're gonna get on top of here, set off those thunder tikis, those exploding tikis. We're gonna do that to get some shinies. So we're trying to get 3,000 before the final area of the game.
Pretty close to that already.
Yeah. So this is known as kids. This is, it's really, yeah. Oh! Yeah, so this runs on a cycle. So you're supposed to do this off of a death cycle. And you gotta hit a bunch of kids floating on balloons. Yeah, because we gotta rescue them. And the way you rescue them is you gotta pop their balloons. Looks like I wasn't prepared for that cycle, but that's fine. Just gonna walk in place there for a minute. And, oh. Nice backup. That's fine. Ooh. Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
Saved
not
it.
good. That's fine.
Yeah, again, this movement is so weird and wonky, and these platforms that he has to land on are so small. It's very
Yeah.
difficult.
It'll actually be a lot easier for me to hit the next kid with this cycle. So we already popped that first balloon, so we don't gotta do that again. I'm gonna try to get this one though. Oh man. Yeah, this is kind of rough. That's fine, we got it.
Right.
Now luckily there are backup cycles. So normally we get that kid, but now we're just gonna go over here and get this one. All right, there we go. Nice little recovery. Oh no. Good news is we have enough shiny objects. All right, so now we're gonna drown. And gonna, let's see. I'm not used to dying and respawning here, so I'm just gonna cruise boost off of this thing. And we're gonna go over here. So normally for Gulagoon, what you have to do is like, hit the lifeguard towers and reflect the light onto the robot to kill it. However, what you can just do, you can just shoot it with the cruise missile. It's that easy. All right, so that was Gulagoon. All right, we're just gonna come back to downtown. This is on the sea needle. Just gonna shoot the missile and hit this button from behind. We're just gonna ride that thing into the little spatula floating right there.
Take a nice little breather.
Yeah, absolutely. It gets, the movement gets a lot more intense right after this part.
Yeah.
Although we're done with most of the really difficult setup base tricks.
Yeah.
Just a good thing.
At this point, it's mainly just getting these cruise boosts.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do here is we're just gonna go right out of bounds, and we are walking on the sand.
You're not
Just-
supposed to be over here.
Yeah, you're not. You're supposed to go through the caves, but we're not gonna do that. I think you can see over here. So we're supposed to go through there. Go through there in 100%, but not this time.
I don't feel like it really.
Yeah, this saves a bunch of time.
Just take a nice stroll, if you will.
All right, so we just clipped right back in bounds. We're gonna go around this way. So normally you have to throw the melon into the button as Patrick, but we're just gonna go around. Try to set up this bash. Nice.
All right.
All right, now we got Jellyfish Canyons. Gonna do a cruise boost off of Mr. Krabs. Here we go. Now we used to have to go and do spatula on that lake right there. So we used to, like right then we would have to switch to Patrick and then do this dumb thing where we throw robots into the water fountains. But the route has changed so much over the past couple weeks, months. So we just completely skip that now, which is nice.
Yeah.
Gonna position the camera really precisely. Awesome. If you mess that up, you can go straight into the water and drown, and that is not very fast.
In fact, I would say it's pretty slow.
Yeah, but we don't do slow things.
No.
No. All right, so we're coming up on the true hardest boss fight in the game. So this is King Jellyfish.
Oof, nice.
Now, like this boss has quite a few cycles, difficult AI, and
He got it.
we're already done with it. Yeah, so you're not supposed to do this boss with the cruise bubble, but since we're doing the second half of Jellyfish Fields later in the game, we can just totally cheese the boss fight.
I think he meant to say that's a very difficult boss fight.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a major reset point. And this is no reset, so you can't reset.
Yeah, he can't reset.
All right. Yeah, so that was Jellyfish Fields. All right, so next we got the Kelp Forest. You know, once again, we just go through this section of the game backwards. Try to get the cutscene skip. Oh. I've never actually gotten that trick before. I just wanted to try it. Doesn't lose much if you miss it.
Here we are.
So once again, we're going to be doing this backwards. Oh. Uh-oh. So normally you have to go through all the kelp forest before you get here, but we're just going to skip right to the end.
You're supposed to get that from doing the slide.
Oh, that's really loud. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go through this backwards. So normally you would have to go down the slide. It's really long, dumb, and boring. What we did was we just got the trigger for starting the time challenge for the slide, and we're going to hit the trigger at the bottom of the slide so it thinks we went down the entire slide. We're just going to grab the spatula.
There's like two main things about speedrunning this game. It's going backwards and cruise boosting.
Yeah, so normally the caves are pretty dumb and difficult. You gotta collect crystals, throw tikis. Nope, we just do it backwards.
Yep.
It would actually be several minutes longer if we had to go through the normal way.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy how short this level is.
Yeah. But, you know, as the 100% category this game's evolved, it's been made a lot quicker.
Smile.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, camera guy? Alrighty, so we're just gonna wrap up Kelp Forest by going this way. We're gonna grab the spatula that you're supposed to get at the end of the first zone. All right, so that was pretty good. Now we're gonna warp to Mr. Krabs. We're gonna warp there again. There's a little bug where if you warp to Mr. Krabs when you're playing as Patrick or something, you can't turn in shinies for golden spatulas. So I just had to warp to him twice. Yeah, especially since my route is different. Because normally at this point in the run you would do SpongeBob's Dream, but I did that right after the boss fight. So now we're going to the Flying Dutchman's Graveyard. This is a pretty neat little part of the run. Try to get this pretty precise cruise boost right here.
A lot of cool movement in this level.
Yeah, so we're gonna jump right here, and this is that backup saw. Gonna do a little slam there, and we got it. Nice. So that sock's actually in the world record route, but it's not in my route. It's a little bit difficult. You gotta be on cycle. Too much of a hassle for me to put in my route just yet.
Did it as a backup though.
I know I always change routes, so I always got to do backup plans. More in other categories than 80%. All right, so we're just going to jump right on top of this thing. Skip have to navigate through this dumb Dutchman's graveyard. It's all green and gross and stuff. Now, I had to position my camera very carefully there to avoid getting a camera lock that would have made me have to reload the level. Yeah, that was a pretty good graveyard lake. So now we're gonna do the squid boost. Oh. Nice. So that spatula's kind of hard to see.
Yeah, there's lots of green in this area.
All right, so we're just gonna skip up here. Normally you have to navigate through the entire level as Sandy, but yeah, we just grab that spatula, warp right up. Let's see if we can get this trick. Oh, maybe next time. Yeah, so that trick's called Boat Bash. I don't do it yet in runs, but I always like to try, just in case. So I might get a nice few second gold. Could be the difference between a PB and not a PB. All right, so this is the ghost ship. I'm gonna jump pretty carefully right here. What we gotta do is we gotta hit the 4 buttons on the cannons. And what we're trying to do here is, so the story goes, the Dutchman wants us to destroy the robot ship. So I think we're actually on the Dutchman ship right now. It's the robot ship over there. But yeah, he wants us to set up the cannons to blow up the Dutchman ship. Now, normally what you're supposed to do, casually, you have to break the lasers over there. So as you'll see, the 4 cannons are gonna fire, and then the lasers are gonna fire too. And they're gonna they're gonna shoot the cannonballs out of the sky. However, it doesn't matter. And I'll show you guys why. All right, so a little bit of oversight with this game. So once you hit the button to fire the cannons, you can just warp to the boss fight of this level. Normally you have to destroy the robot ship, but yeah, we can just skip that. Just go straight to the fight with the Dutchman. Now, we're not actually gonna fight the Dutchman, because that'd be slow. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna do some precise movement up here. Oh. And if all goes well, we'll just completely skip the boss fight. There we go. Yeah, so we just skipped the Dutchman boss fight.
Pretty easy stuff.
All right. Pretty close to the end. Just gonna turn in our socks to Patrick. All right, guys, time for the final boss.
Are you ready?
They serve food here, yes, but they don't serve love.
So this can be kind of tricky. I'm famous for always missing this trick and runs. There's been at least 2 or 3 times when I've been on pace for like a PB of 2 minutes or something, and I always miss this, and I mess it up. So I go from a 2-minute PB to like a 45-second one.
The robot better change
And let's just sign
tactics
this up.
and fast.
Sign this up? What am I saying?
SpongeBob has an opening, but will he get the drop on the robot? Yikes!
And we got it.
Nice.
Nice.
Will SpongeBob be able to neutralize the giant robot's brain?
We're just gonna damage boost ourselves down here.
Oh, that was a doozy!
Also, we're coming up on time in about a minute. All right, now for the final boss, we just have to destroy the 3 fuses inside the robot's brain. What we did earlier was we just flew down. Normally we'd have to fight Roboplankton a bunch of times, but nope, we're just skipping to the very end. Alrighty, get ready on time. And time. Nice. 1:05:54. It's not too bad. It's about almost 5 minutes off my PB. Isn't terrible.
That was a pretty good run.
But yeah, guys, that was SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom. Yeah, shoutouts to the BFBB community. Shoutouts to the veterans, and shoutouts to Michael Chelino. And I'm just gonna try to set up this trick. If I can get it. I practiced this, come on, dude. All right, so this is the vertical sponge glide. So now I'm just kind of
Let it soar to the heavens.
flying off into space right now.
Like an eagle.
Now, yeah, I'm probably gonna go to Taco Bell now. But yeah, that's it for me. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Battle for Bikini Bottom.
Thanks for being with us, Cutlin.